Well, here we are again. Tradition now, the new vehicle reveal location, undisclosed location in northeast Victoria. I'm out in Ironbark National Park. Doesn't matter. New beast, new weapon. As most of you know, the Patrol sold in just before Christmas last year, being 2022. And spent a bit of time just searching. Saw that 20-25 grand budget. What do you buy? Do you go back to something old? I wanted to go back to something older that I could work on, less computers, that sort of thing. So this isn't it. That's one box I wanted to tick and didn't. Colour, I wanted something white like the Patrol that I didn't have to worry about washing. Didn't do that. And the third one was I wanted to go back to petrol and not diesel, just for running costs and that. But I didn't do that either. What I did do was purchased a 2013 Colorado7 wagon. It's the LTZ, so the highest spec just before the Trailblazer. So leather seats, that sort of stuff in there. A bit of comfort while you're out forbian. About the same ground clearance as what the Patrol had. Been doing some small ditches and stuff, and it's got about the same articulation as the Patrol as well, at least coil around like the FJ, so there's room for improvement there. 2-inch lift as well. So yeah, 2013 Colorado. Of course, like everyone, I was looking for a MUX, but they had one in the car yard. It was 2 years newer with 10,000 Ks less on it, and they wanted an extra 10 grand for it. So these are basically the same body and everything as the MUX anyway. Different engine. They've got the 3 litre. These have got the 2.8 Duramax motors in them. But yeah, finally a 4B. And now it's got the winter and cooled down a bit. Going to do a few trips in this into the hills. Stay a bit warmer than I'm off on the bike. But I'll do a run around just like I've done with the Patrol and everything else. I've only had it a week and a half. Couple of things have turned up for it already. There's a long shopping list of stuff that needs to be done to it eventually, but the main reasons I went for this one, what is it? I think it's an Ironman. Yeah, Ironman winch bar already on it, UHF already in it, and the roof rack was already on it too, and it had a set of pretty much brand new BF all trains under it as well. So one owner vehicle. It spent all its time locally. Looking at it, when I seen the out, I thought, oh, it's been around Australia a couple of times towing a caravan, but it never had a tow bar on it, so good, that way I know it hasn't towed before. So yeah, we'll go for a walk around and I'll show you some of the features. So yeah, as I said before, nearly a brand new set, still got the bloody the tags on it, set of BF all trains. I haven't looked, but they're got to be a $300 tyre each now, so you got $1,200 worth of tyres on it straight away. And even though I had sort of more aggressive tyres on both the FJ and the Patrol, wanting to be able to go and do some of them longer trips, Birdsville, Cape York and that, I've got no issue with having the all trains on it. Even because it's not going to be doing a lot of Ks, once these go, I'll probably go back to putting a set of mud tyres on it, just to get that little bit further. Geez, the Mozzies are friendly. Maybe I'm not going to come camping out here. So yeah, BF all trains, what they are, a 265, 65 and of course 18-inch mags on the LTZ model, which are very similar to what the Parado and the Toyota mags, alloy mags are like. So the back ones are older, not by far though. Yeah, these little plastic wind deflectors smokers, louvers, whatever you want to call them. Turned up this morning. Actually, I ordered them on Friday and I'm here Monday morning. So very good eBay job. Basically the same as what I got for the Patrol when I put them on that. Just having the ability to have your window cracked when it's raining, get a bit of air circulate and whatever else. During summer, leave the windows cracked at the supermarket while you're in, and it's not getting too hot. So they're just a stick-on job. The only problem I did find is they overlap the fill-in pieces here for the mirror, and I do want to get the pull-out caravan mirrors for this like I had in the Patrol. So I might have to get a hot knife and just cut that around. I don't really want to have to pull it off and re-stick it on there, but yeah, $90 necessity for for the wagon. So just before Easter, I picked up a King's, like their 270-degree batwing awning. I'm not going to put it on yet because of winter. There's too much canvas there, and you're never going to pack it up dry in the morning when you're out camping, and then I've got to have it set up somewhere at home to dry out. So that's going to be a summertime thing, more for shade to go around the whole vehicle. In the meantime, this is just the awning. It's a Tiger 2, I think they're 2.5 by 2.5 metre awning, standard size. That I had this on the back of the Patrol a couple of times. I don't think I ever had any of that on video, but I just took it off. It hung on the back on a couple of hooks. So when I wasn't using it, because it was wider than the Patrol, I could take it off and put it inside, and didn't use it that much. The idea was I could have all 3 doors open, have that back door open, and have a bit of a drive space there to climb in the back, but it never happened. So yeah, I think I paid $100 for it back then. It's only a year or two old, so that's all right. As I said before, roof rack, Iron Man roof rack. They've gone with Iron Man stuff. They must have just went in there and said, yeah, I want that. The basket style, probably going to do what I want it to do. With the setup I'm going, I'm probably not going to have a permanent solar panel on the roof. Awning on one side. We'll get to the water tank in a minute because that's going to change, and maybe just a couple of lights, same as I had on the FJ, just a couple of lights for reversing and doing stuff around the car. I don't do any night four-wheel driving, so I don't need lights for any of that. And yeah, as I said before, didn't come with a tow bar. Jumped on the gum tree, and the local wreckers in Albury had one sitting there. Or I had a wrecked one of these sitting there, tow bar on it, so $480. Got that. Got the rubber seal to go around where you got to cut the bumper, and got the wiring harness too. And the good thing about the GM wiring harnesses is they cancel out the reverse sensors, parking sensors when you're in reverse. So if you've got a trailer plugged in there, it won't just sit there and beep at you, it just cuts them off. So yeah, nothing too special. It's a genuine GM tow bar, 3-ton towing. I'm never going to tow anything that bloody heavy anyway. The gutted out van at home is only about a ton, so that's it. Unlike the FJ, they've moved away from split rear windows, which is a shame. Especially this one's a bit bigger than what the FJ was. It'd be handy being able to open the window for what I'm about to show you, but yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, and of course, silver, being silver grey, it shows the dust like a bitch. Hinge needs a little bit of a lube, so I'll move it in close here so you can see what's going on in the back. I've already taken. The good thing about these is the centre row seats, you got a 2-seater and then you got a single-seater split instead of it being just split in the middle. So passenger seats, or the smaller single seat's gone. The 2 back ones are split seats, but the driver's side one's gone as well. I'm just going to be come on, there you go. That's going to try and fold up. I've retrofitted my mattress that I had in the back of the Patrol to lay in the back here, because like the Patrol, I want to be able to sleep inside it during winter, just to stay out of the frozen outdoors. But sleeping bag there, new power source, which I'll talk about in an upcoming video once I've done a couple of tests on it. And then the fridge is mounted over behind the driver's seat, so I can access it from inside. and it gives me all this spot here to put whatever chairs or camping stuff. So no rear drawers, no fridge slides. Fridge is going to stay there. I think the traditional way of setting up a four-wheel drive, especially a wagon, by having all this shit at the back and only being able to access it from the back, and having the stand here to cook while you're letting bugs, mozzies, all this shit go inside. I think it's a flawed setup for Australia, for the conditions here anyway. It's one of the main reasons I wanted to go for a wagon. Until the Spacer is built, and even over winter it's probably not going to be much good anyway, but until the Spacer is built, I want to be able to pretty much sleep inside. Not going to cook, but I can fold the mattress over, lift that seat up and be able to use that seat, and I'm going to try and work out some sort of table for the door so you can cook outside off the door. But yeah, and that way I'm saving in weight too by not having all the drawers and shit at the very back. So, and even having been on the motorbike for just over a year, camping as well, you sort of work out what you're doing, don't need pretty quick. So even now, like, I've obviously got the cutlery bag, backpack and cooler from the motorbike, and then I've got my old bag that was in the patrol. It's got all my plates and stuff. So that's your kitchen there. Again, because I just went away for the weekend on a trip, got the gas burner and the gas. I've just grabbed all this stuff out of the panniers of the bike, and then that one there for boiling water. The pantry, a fold-out pot. That's all I need, really. If I know I'm going on a trip and I'm going to do a roast or something, yeah, you throw the camp oven in. Most of it's just sort of going to be the four-wheel driving gear. So eventually I'm going to make a little false floor just to get the floor level of the back step, that you can put sort of some snatch straps and that sort of stuff underneath. Stuff you're not going to need all the time, but it's handy to have if you're there, especially before I get the winch, just in case I run into trouble. But it was the biggest problem when I moved from the FJ Cruiser to the Patrol. Having a SUV wagon like this in the FJ, one of the main reasons I got rid of it was just space. Not having enough space for stuff, especially if I was going to go away camping with the family and that. If I knew what I knew now from moto camping, I probably would never have sold it. Just being able to condense stuff down, and as soon as I got the Patrol, all of a sudden there's drawers going in, there's whole containers just for single person or two people cutlery and stuff like that, and because the space is there, you use it. And it's the same problem now. Batteries, for instance. Oh, get away, Mozzie. I'm going to fill the cart with Mozzies. Batteries, like, again, I've got two 200 amp hour batteries at home. There's 120 kilo there. I'm not really going to mount them in there. And this will all come out, as I said, once I do a review on that power station and sort of explain why I've got that and not going to the traditional 12 volt setup. It'll be a bit more clear, but well, basically I can grab that, I can put that in the Trago, I can put that in the Commodore. 100 amp hour lithium battery, runs everything. So, but as I said, we'll get into that in another video, not too far down the track. So yeah, mattress there, sleeping bag. I am going to just put some probably just put a little bench, like a little set of shelves there that you can just put like your condiments, maybe a little pantry, just have that sort of stuff sitting there. Just the basics. So I don't think there's anything else on that. Cigarette lighter plug at the back, which is handy, only comes on with the ignition, and I dare say it'd be the same as the FJ. It'll only be a 10 amp plug or something, so I won't have enough oomph to run the fridge anyway, run all the way back. So but at least I can use that to charge the power station. and it puts double in what the fridge is using at any given time. So an hour, 2-hour drive, and you've got your battery fully charged again. Not like the other system, lithium. Lithium's the way to go. So that's the back. We'll go around the side and have a look at the water system. So this might look familiar. This was the I've got to drain this out. This was the water tank I had on the FJ. I just threw it because it's been in the shed ever since I took it off the FJ. It was on the patrol for a little while, but didn't really need it on there because I had that 20-litre tank at the back of it for washing your hands and that sort of stuff anyway. So again, from memory, going back to the FJ build, 19 litres, so I've got enough water in there for a shower at night, plus washing your hands, that sort of thing too. But I'm going to I'll probably get a 30 or 40 litre slim tank and just mount to the back corner of the roll bar there, just so I can do more than one night shower, and that for when I do finally get to Cape York or somewhere else. Now I've got this going back to Meai to Lighton Ridge in July is definitely back on the cards now, and planning has begun on that. So it looked like I was going to have to ride the bike up there, and that's 9,000 k's each way. That'd be a long ride on the bike. But I suppose while we're here, pan that down a bit. The fridge I've just got strapped in using a couple of the original seat mounts at the back there, and some blocks at the front to keep it level. There's a bit of a slope here from the wheel arch, but yeah, I'm just going to build a little false platform here. We'll probably raise it up a little bit. Again, you can stick some me folding shovels and stuff like that, recovery gear, even sort of supplies for a longer trip, your cans of baked beans and all the fine dining stuff you can't take away when refrigeration's on the cards. So yeah, a bit of a false floor there, and that'll do the fridge. This is the one I had in the FJ as well. I wouldn't mind getting something that's dual sideways opening. Size, I can only go back to a 32 or 35 litre, something a bit smaller in size, but trying to find something that's got dual opening door and a dual zone, you're sort of looking at 75 litre to start with. So yeah, and then most of the 75 litre fridges I've seen, except for the new Domestics, they don't have the dual side. I think my Coolman do, but yeah, I'll have to look a bit further in that. I don't really want to be spending $2 grand on a new fridge just yet. When this one will do the trick. So again, I can get out of the car and get something out of the fridge if I need be while you go for a walk or whatever. If you've got passengers sitting on the other side, they can get stuff out while you're driving. It's not stuck at the back. The weight's centralised in the middle of the car, not over the back axle as well. So if you are towing, yeah, that's just the way I've done it. So we'll see. We'll start doing some trips and see how well that works. So inside, as I said before, leather seats. I'll go get some seat covers. The canvas ones in the Patrol were good. I just had a set of neoprene ones from Super Cheap in the FJ, and they seem to work just as fine. So I'll see, do some shopping, but that's one of the next things I'll go get. Seat covers for the front and the rear seats I've left in. Because it's the LTZ, carpet floors, so not the vinyl like Patrol. So I need to get some of those nice big bucket that's a mind blank. What do you call them? Floor covers, floor mats, big rubber floor tubs. Anyway, it's got a little hatch that opens up in the middle here, which is a good spot for the HEMA. Hello, for the HEMA to sit. I've already been Super Cheap once. Dash mat, $54 on special in there when I was in there, where they were 94 on eBay. So picked up a charcoal one of them. RM Williams leather steering wheel cover, just because. No real reason why, but it's good. Better view out of it than what the FJ did, so that's all right there. Yeah, I suppose the only other thing left is why a wagon? Oh yeah, and because it's sat in the shed for so long without any water and it's developed a leak, so that's landing on my leg at the moment, so it doesn't land on the... Actually no, we'll get out of the car. So at the end of the day the question comes up too, why a wagon? Why not just get a twin cab ute, canopy and do all the stuff like everyone else has? Well, everyone else has. After having the patrol, and I've showed you plenty of times in videos just the ease of packing up, putting stuff in, closing doors and driving off. Even getting to camp, unpacking a couple of things, your chair, get a beer out of the fridge, and bed and everything's already made up inside. So I was definitely going to go for a wagon. I had looked at a couple of older GQ patrols and that, but again, finding a diesel without high Ks on it is getting harder to find, and most of the ones for sale are the petrols with head work. Some had head work done, some hadn't. So I was always going to go to a wagon. I think the first thing I done when I went into the car yard is open the back door, laid the seats down, and see if I could fit in the back of it, and I could, with still plenty of room. So that's why I've gone a wagon. What else is there? So there's a laundry list of stuff coming. As I said before, want to do the extendable mirrors. They run a plastic impeller in the water pump in these, and there is an aftermarket one you can get with an aluminium impeller. So I need to do the water pump before we get to summer. While I've got the bull bar off, I need to get a winch back to King's for a $450 winch or whatever they are on special. Winch has got to go on it, and yeah, I'll have to have a look. But you can buy second battery trays for under the bonnet, but it's not as cluttered under there as the patrol, but yeah, it is. I'm not quite sure where you'd fit one without moving some stuff around. So, and again, that second battery would only be for power and stuff, just so you got power at your dashboard, cigarette lighter plugs, that sort of stuff when the car's not on, and you got that backup for a jump pack as well. Maybe. We'll see what happens with that, but. So yeah, winch, and then it's pretty much as it is now. It's good to go. So I've been away one weekend in it, just come up the hill here, and it seemed to handle itself pretty well. So we'll see what happens. Next video in a week or two's time will probably be a trip out in this, even if it just come up here for the night. I know there's plenty of firewood here that I can burn if it does get cool again, but yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about the Colorado7. No, I think that's it. I wouldn't mind getting it mapped eventually. There's a local place in town that are doing it. They want $700 to do it, so we'll see what happens. It's currently sitting about 11.5 litres to the 100, so better on fuel than what the patrol was. It's a ton lighter than what the patrol was, which is a start, just so much better. And it's auto, a lot zippier than what the patrol was too, so I'm not... The days of hardcore four-wheel driving, doing rock jumps, getting real extreme are over. More so just four-wheel drives these days can't really cope with. And yes, all for adventure, whoever else flog the shit out of the Isuzus and that, but they don't tell you what the condition they're in when they get back. Chassis been welded and all sorts of the issues. So it's four-wheel drive, it's going to get me that little bit further than what the Spacier can, and I'm going to go that little bit further dry, as if I was on the motorbike. It'd be a lot wetter. So but yeah, it's not going to totally cancel out the moto camping. I've still got plenty of things I want to do with that, so we'll be just bouncing back from one to the other, especially once we start getting back in the warmer months. But starting to get a little Swiss Army knife of camping vehicles at home again now, so I can just sort of take my pick. And like the bike, because I'm not using it for work now, perishables get taken out of the panniers, perishables get taken out of the fridge, and it sits there loaded, ready to go for the next trip. So all you have to do is click your fingers, throw some food in the fridge, and go. So I think that's enough waffling on for now. So again, I've been Brad for the Budget Adventure Show on this vehicle spotlight for the 2013 Holden Colorado7 LTZZZZ. That's what babbling does. It makes you stir crazy. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in an upcoming video.